The album I've been waiting for all year to come out, MYRKUR. Am I saying it right? MYRKUR, Spine, the new album from MYRKUR. We're going to check it out, review it right after this.
Welcome to Eric's React and Review. Music, comic books, movie trailers, toys, and more. Please hit subscribe.
Yeah, hit subscribe. Oh, yeah. Where's my audience at? Oh, okay. Yeah, that's better. What? Come on, say my name. I hear Eric in there somewhere. What's up, everyone? Yeah, metalheads. MYRKUR. I'm a vinyl guy, but I'm just showing you the CD because I can hold it in my hand easier. Spine came out this last Friday on the 20th. This is the CD, but check it out. I also got the vinyl. I got the deluxe vinyl right here. It's got the sort of foil embossed cover. This is a limited to 200 copies, but it says 267 on the barcode thingy, so which is kind of confusing. But this is such a nice looking vinyl. As you can see, I'm going to open it up here. We're going to review this record, okay? I'm going to go song by song. We're going to check out a video and part of a video. Well, I want to show you guys a full video of Moth-Like, which is a really great song. But look, that's the inside. There's that. There's the back. There's MYRKUR right there. Amélie Brown, as she's also known as her main name. Comes with a lyric sheet. Cool picture on the thing. Lyrics on the other side. Yeah. Okay. But let me show you the. I know. A little crumbly there. I got to keep that in mint because that sucker's already selling for like $200 on Discogs, which I'm not going to ever sell my copy, but it's just nice knowing that you got something that's everybody wants. Look at that. Look at that. Look at the colors on that. This is called the tricolor merge, but I guess it's blue and look at that. It's nice, huh? It's like blue and white and all kinds of colors. And then I went to the record store today, picked up a few albums, and then they had another MYRKUR record. I did this like with Ghost and Pira. I bought like 16 versions of that. I think they have like 100 versions of it. But I'm not going to go too crazy on this one. Even though this is probably going to be my number one record of 2020. It's getting close to the end of the year. I always do a top 20 new albums of 2023 or whatever year it is. And this is so far. It's been on repeat since it came out. This is a pink vinyl. Yeah, it's pretty nice, huh? Okay. The difference about this one is it's not a gatefold. It doesn't open up. But it's limited to like 1,500 copies, and it looks like it was. It got the sticker down or somewhere. It looks like it was for like cancer or some sort. Get my microphone there. He had like a pink ribbon, so maybe proceeds go to cancer research, which is really cool. But we're going to talk about this album. I'm going to go through each song, but let's kind of give you guys whoever hasn't heard of MYRKUR, not familiar with. Now I discovered them first, not them, but her. Some people, I guess you could kind of consider it a band, but it's Amélie Brown. She goes by MYRKUR, which I believe that's just what she goes by. And then she has different musicians as well. But she plays everything. She's a multi-instrumentalist. She plays guitar. She plays with something called a nickel. I'm probably pronouncing it wrong, but it's called a nickel harpa. But it's this thing. Pretty cool, huh? So she's from Denmark. She's Scandinavian, Denmark. She's from the same Copenhagen. She's from where King Diamond is from, and she does a really cool King Diamond cover. If you look up on YouTube, I think she does I can't remember what song it was, but it's off. I think it's either off them or Abigail. And then she also plays the pump organ, which I've never seen, which is really cool looking. So she's got all that shit in her house, man. This is Amélie Brown. This is MYRKUR. She's got a lot of different looks. I follow her on Instagram. She's got always posting really cool stuff. This is like her discography. Let's go through it. First album, which is like an EP, came out in 2014. And then this is the album that I discovered them on. So my friend, my brother from another mother, Tony, who was also my ex-bandmate from Will O Wisp, he told me about her. And then I put it in this is back in like maybe, I want to say 2019 or somewhere around there. I was just kind of getting into records and stuff. And so I put it in my Spotify playlist, but I didn't really get a chance to really ever listen to it after he told me about her. But then when I was walking home in the rain, it was cold, and I figured, the album cover, this album cover right here jumped out at me when I was kind of going through my playlist. So I streamed it, and it just blew me away. I was just like, I love Bathory's first album, first three albums or whatever. The productions is very raw and angry sounding, and that's what this reminded me of. But it had a bunch of really nice melodies, and it didn't really dawn on me that this was the same what I at the time thought was a band that Tony was telling me about. And then I did some research when I got home and said, "Oh, okay, this is." And then I found out that she's the chick I read about in an article, I guess about maybe a few months before Tony told me about her. I guess she was being really ragged on and being trolled a lot by the black metal gatekeepers. Because she's a female doing black metal. People are calling her a poser because I guess she used to be in a pop band called Ex Cop, which I have that album. It's really good. Here's the reason why I like the fact that she's got this pop background, because because she could write these really good melodies, and then she incorporates that into the metal, and it's just so much more flavor in there, and I think that's what really sets her apart from your typical black metal. When she does do the black metal stuff, she doesn't do like full on like blast beats and stuff like that. She does, but it's different sounding. It's very raw. It's good production, but it's also weird production in a way, because it's just very like, I don't know. It's hard to describe. You just got to listen to it. So go listen to some MYRKUR. Check out M. And then when I got this album, Marit, I think is how you pronounce it. This right here, I don't know if she could ever top this album. I mean, Spine is really, really good. I mean, it's phenomenal. I'm gonna have to. I don't know. And then then she came out with Folklange after this, which is a more just straight up folk album, which is really good. A lot of beautiful melodies and everything. But I just still think this is like her tour de force of Swan Song, Stairway to Heaven. It's just a phenomenal record from start to finish, and so is Spine. We're gonna get into Spine, but it's just a different record. It's a different kind of record. It's very similar to this in certain aspects of it. I think she found a really nice balance between this album, and this album, where it's like a mixture of everything, kind of all in one. And then I guess last year she put out this Ragnarok, which I need to listen to this more. It's more of a soundtrack, I guess, for either. I don't know if it's tied to the Netflix series Ragnarok. I'm gonna have to start watching that series, but I think it's a part of a play. That was probably where she's from or whatever. Anyway, so let's get to it. The first single she released off this Spine album, which is right here. Look at that cover, The first album she released, or the first song she released off it was it's called Like Humans, and I really liked it because it's well, I'm gonna break it down when I get to the song, okay? But first, I want to show you guys Mothlight, because it's a really cool video, and I've already seen it, so it's not like a reaction video. I've already watched it like a zillion times, but I want you to see it, because if you're not familiar with MYRKUR, Amelie Braun, then you're gonna want to probably go out and get this record and probably get some of her other music, because I think it's a really cool video. The song is really cool, so let's check it out right here.
The night falls.
Mothlight.
I watch you sleep. The dust from the ceiling falls, and my hands are warm. The moth-like creatures, I wish I had their wings.
Love that beat. B minor. Yeah, man, she's a freaking musical genius, man. I don't say that a whole lot. I don't say that a lot about a lot of people, other than myself. When I look in the mirror, I say, "Yeah, you're a musical genius." But no, she is a musical genius, and wow, the melodies and just see what I'm saying? It's like I was always a big fan of Sarah Brightman. That's always been a big influence on my music when I write that style of music. I'm, metal and everything else, but the first thing I go for, no matter what I'm writing, is just a really tasteful melody. This in this sort of the, I guess you could say, my comfort zone of chord progressions, like she was doing in that B minor to the G, open E, and that kind of chord progression. Uh, just there's so many different layers and melodies you can put on top of something like that. And Sarah Brightman's done it. She'll do some covers of old classics and make them sound like her own. And to me, Amelie Braun, she's like my, I guess to say in these days, I listen to Sarah Brightman a lot still. I just haven't heard her listen in a long time. She's kind of like my new version of Sarah Brightman, but just I don't know, it's just on a whole different level. Um, the fact that she plays everything and writes everything, you know, I'm surprised she didn't play guitars on this album. I'll read the credits a little bit later, but yeah, she has one guy playing all the guitars and maybe some additional guitars by a few other people or one other guy, which I'll read that later. Anyway, let's go through the songs here. So there's 9 tracks, I believe. Let me see if I counted it right. Yeah. So there's 9 tracks. When I got the deluxe version, I was expecting there to be like some bonus tracks, like when Meredith came out. I got the bonus version of this on vinyl and CD, and it's got I think it's got 3 or 4 different extra tracks. One song is like, which I think is like her one of the best songs, not only one of the best songs I've ever heard in my life, but her best song, I think, probably. I don't know. There's a lot of good ones on this one, but there's a song called "Death of Days," which I just love that song. I tried to figure it out on guitar, and I might want to cover it one of these days if I could ever sing it right. But yeah, so let's go through these songs. So a lot of her albums always open up with a really cool intro where she does like this really cool vocal melody. I forgot what she calls it. It's like it's a form of singing, Norse style singing, I guess you could say, or Scandinavian. And but and it's called Balfared. If I'm saying it right, it's Balfaered, and it's just a very nice intro. But the thing is, this doesn't have any of those kind of vocals on it. But it is what it is. It's like a very good intro that perfectly leads us into the first single that came out on this album, which is called "Like Humans." Now, "Like Humans" is the second track. Okay, even though I wrote "Moth Like" as the second track. Oh yeah, so I got my notes here. "Like Humans" is the second track, and here's what I like about "Like Humans." I think it's about a ghost. It's when I was reading the lyrics, it sounds like it's about like the point of view of a ghost, because there's a lyric in there where it's "talk to me like humans do," and I think she referenced a ghost in the lyrics. Anyway, I'm going to play part of the song. I'm not going to play the whole song because I just did the whole song with Moth Like, and keep in mind though, it might sound, if this video, if I upload it and it gets blocked, then I'll have to edit these songs out. So I don't want it to look weird that, oh, we just heard that song, what do you think about it? But just in case, go and just check it out yourself if for some reason you're watching this and there is no music videos or music in it, because it got blocked and I had to re-edit it out. So anyway, but this is "Like Humans." This was the first single from this album. This is what got me hooked, and what I like about it is out here. I'll just play it first.
Under the sun,
what I loved about it was, so I like songs that have like kind of a, it starts off with, it goes like, then when it goes into the chorus, it's, you must do na 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 song for. I love that. It sounds like it's going into A minor 7 there, like D minor, C. Just I love that. It's just so melodic and because I like songs that have like kind of a sort of a strange or maybe not so catchy verse. It's catchy when you hear it more, but but there's no hook there. And then all of a sudden it's just this big old hook, melodic chorus, with a really cool chord progression or really nice chord progression. And I love those kind of songs that do that because sometimes if you have the hook too much in the beginning, or if the verse is better than the chorus. Sometimes you hear songs where the verse sounds better than the chorus. And there's actually, I think, a song on this album which I'll have to kind of go back and revisit. But I think there is one song where the verse sounds kind of cooler than the chorus. But anyway, so that's Like Humans. That was the second track. Moth-like. You saw the video, you heard the song. It's very cool. I don't know what it's about. It looks to me like it's about some kind of like maybe it's about having control over the masses, submissive people. She's like this, maybe a cult leader type or something. And these people are breaking free. Or maybe she's their savior of some sort. Because everyone looked kind of happy at the end of the video. At some point, Amelie, you're gonna have to explain all your songs, which I think she does eventually in interviews and stuff. I remember that MYRKUR, she explained it as like that whole album was kind of written about like her nightmares that she has and stuff, and so that's kind of cool. And anyway, so that was okay. So we got what track are we on? We got first was the intro, and then the fourth song is "My Blood Is Gold." That's a very surreal sounding with haunting melodies. I can almost hear this being played in like a mausoleum. It's got this very loud, kind of echoey ambient sound. Very cascading melodies, and there's no drums in it. And I think it's the kind of song where you're kind of expecting the drum beat to come in, but it doesn't. And you're not disappointed because it just sounds just as good or just even more amazing. It sounds even more beautiful just being all the orchestra and all the different instruments she's using. Yeah. And then the title track, Spine. So that's what we're getting into right now. The title track, Spine. Very great melodies. I mean, there's every song has good melodies no matter what on this album, and it's just, and each one is different, but I was reading some of the lyrics, and one of the lines she says, "My body made your spine, you and I intertwine." And then it says, "You make me feel like a human," or something. I'm kind of thinking because she had a son, I think last year, a couple of years ago. I think it's her first child or whatever, and so this sort of sounds like she's wrote this about when she was carrying her son in her belly, or creating that life, inside her. Because my body made your spine, you and I are intertwined. So yeah, so I have a feeling, and I'll get to the last song on this album. I have a feeling like her son having that child, because if you look at her Instagram posts when especially when she first had him and stuff, and you could just see it and you could feel the love that she has for her child, and and that kid, man, lucky kid, man, being born to a genius mom like that, man. Imagine he gets into playing music and stuff, because she comes from a line of, I guess her dad was a very popular singer songwriter in Denmark or whatever. I can't remember his name, Michael Brun maybe. But yeah, so she comes from a long line of just talented musicians. Okay, the next song on the album is Valkyrie. I'm gonna butcher this. Valkyrie sang. Valkyrie sang. Valkyrie sang. Okay. This is the third single that came out on the album. This came out like right before the album came out, maybe about a few weeks before. I didn't really listen to it when it first came out because I was kind of wanting to save it for when I heard the whole album, and it was and I did hear little bits of it. And I thought, okay, this is cool. It's upbeat. It's faster. It's like kind of one of the more faster songs on the album and more upbeat. But the more I hear it, it's a great song. There's this really cool guitar riff at the end where the guitarist is just playing by himself and he's playing this kind of complicated rhythm. I'm going to try to figure it out on guitar when I get a chance. I kind of know what in my head. I'm already know where he's playing it at, but the rhythm structure is kind of trippy. So it definitely is something to be good to exercise, good hand exercise, not that kind of hand exercise. Anyway, so yeah, um, saying. I noticed like I think in her language or net in the Netherlands, I think saying like her album folk sang. It's actually folk song. So we say sang like I sang a tune the other day, but sang is actually song, So just so you know, kids. All right, Blazing Sky. This is the next track on the album. This is we're on side 2 now. That first Valkyries, what I'm going to try to pronounce it again, but that was first song on side 1 or side 2. Side 2, second song on side 2 is Blazing Sky. The first thing that hit me when I heard this song was Bathory. She does have some Bathory influences. She even did a Bathory cover. I can't remember what song she did, but she did that on one of her albums. And yeah, so Bathory, but in the more when Bathory started doing the Viking metal stuff, that's what it reminds me of, like like Hammerheart and the albums afterwards before he got into the 90s stuff, whatever. But yeah, so maybe like a fifth and sixth album of Bathory is what it kind of reminds me of. Just the blazing sky. I'm probably thinking it's probably like Viking themed. So that's probably what the song is about. I'm gonna have to go back and read the exactly what it's about and read the lyrics more. Blazing sky. Okay, now this song, I'm gonna play a clip of it because this is my favorite song in the record so far. You always when you get a new record, you have that one song that's the one that stands out the most. Even though you've heard the singles a million times and you're going through the record, but there's that one song that okay, this is the song that I'm digging at the moment. And it's probably going to be the song that you're going to dig for a long time until you burn it out. This song is called "Devil in the Detail," and it sounds like it's about a relationship, maybe not so good. Maybe it's like whoever in the relationship made some mistakes, and they're trying to make up for it in some way. I'm probably explaining in the most simplest terms, being the guy that I am. Anyway, so we've all been in those relationships where there's contention in it, and and so whatever the character did in this song, he or she is trying to make up for it or something. Maybe I don't know. But anyway, the melodies, that's what hits me the most is the melodies. Especially there's this one run that she does in the phrase "I'm sorry." Like, you'll just have to hear. I'm going to play it from the verse to that part to the chorus. All right, here we go.
Hear the haunted evening cries. We eat the sun by night. Carve my name into the Lord. Close the curtains and the door.
Right here, watch.
As I cross the line of the shimmering I wish I could do better. I wish I could escape from myself. Take my love, take me as I am. Take my love, take me as I am.
Take my love, take me as I am. You know what I mean? I just love it. So like, I'm not even trying to do that. It's like, fuck, man. It's just fuck. I get chills. I get goosebumps when I hear that every time. This is my favorite song right now. It's like, and just the verse melody is great, and just na 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 na. Woo! It's like that's where you practice those scales as a vocalist. If you do those runs and then it's like I can't do it. I'll maybe do it one of these days. I'll be able to. Maybe that's gonna be my homework, I guess. To try to Figure out how to do that. Now the next song is called Miniskebarn. I'm probably pronouncing that way wrong, so look it up. It's the last song in the album, and this is another song which I think is about her son. And it sounds to me like I get kind of teary-eyed when I hear it, especially when the chorus comes on. I should have pulled up a clip of that because the chorus, I never, like, growing up, I never had my mom was always mentally ill. So she was, schizophrenic. And so I never had that mom that, like, maybe she did, but I don't remember when I was like a baby, of course. But, every mom has that song that they sing to their child when they're really young. And this to me sounds like something that Amelie sings to her son, probably even now, like even to this day, like, when he's going to sleep, but definitely when he was much younger, probably when he was like, infant stage or whatever. Maybe she wrote the melody and the sort of the words. It just sounds like a lullaby that she created herself that can probably be a lullaby for other moms to sing to their child. Because, like I said, I got chills and I started thinking like, wow, I got kind of sad thinking, damn, I wish I had a song like that sung to me when I was a baby. Maybe it would have turned out a little bit better. I don't know. Yeah, I did a lot of drugs and alcohol in my day. I'm sober now, though. 12 years sober. Well, I will be 12 years in December. But yeah. But, metal keeps me strong. Rock keeps me strong. Music as a whole keeps me strong, young, energetic. Um, I can overcome just about anything just because music's in my life, and I encourage everyone to get some kind of arts into your life. If your life is kind of, mundane or hectic or whatever, you can actually set aside a couple hours a day, maybe even an hour, and just put on some music, or engulf yourself into some art or some kind of something creative entertainment, even if it's some good movies or something, just you got to take yourself out of the daily grind whenever you get a chance. I always hear so many people say, I don't have time to do that. I'm working all the time and this is up, I got all these bills and stress, this and that. Yeah, but because you're dwelling on all that stuff, it's just going to keep piling up and it's just going to keep festering. If you just allow yourself to just take a break from thinking about all that shit and regroup and reassess everything, but just put on some music, put on discover some new music or put on something that you've always loved that you haven't heard in a long time, just whatever, and just lose yourself in it just for a moment, even if it's just one or two songs. I encourage you to do that. Okay, that's your homework, everyone. So I'm going to give this album, it's 9 songs on it. So I'm going to give it a 9 out of 9 because I don't think there's any bad songs. There's no fillers. So it's definitely a perfect 10 record for me. Again, I think this is going to be my top number 1 record. We still got Dokken coming out next week. Dokken hasn't released a new album. Those 2 songs that's come out so far has been phenomenal. They haven't released an album in like for 10 years, maybe. I don't know how long it's been, but there's always those questions of Don Dokken's voice. But the songs he's singing on those new songs, they sound really good. I mean, he's playing it smart. He's singing within his comfort zone because he knows I love what I love about Don Dokken is his honesty and him being just upfront and be able to admit to say, I can't sing like I sang in the 80s. I can't hit the notes that I hit in the 80s and stuff. And people expect me to do that. And then they start trolling me and calling me, get off the stage or give it up or whatever. Well, why give it up if you love doing it? Find a new way to do it. And he found a new way to sing. And I think it sounds really good. I think he's got a little bit of a raspiness in his voice. It sounds mature and it sounds warm and it fits the music. It's Dokken. The guitars are great. The guitar player, I forgot what his name is. He's been with him for about 20 years. I can't think of his name. He's like, I love the guy's guitar playing, man. Anyway, so enough of Dokken. But what I'm saying is that's coming out, and then who knows? Merciful Fate might drop a new album at the very end of the year. And then The Cure. Been waiting for The Cure to drop their new album. See, I went and saw them live this year. Got this there, but they got that new album, Songs of the Lost World, that Robert Smith said was supposed to be out in September, and now it's like there's no word on whether it's going to come out or not. So it's got to be, and I think it's done. So anyway, so get out there and get MYRKUR. Check out all of her stuff. Read up on her. She's from Denmark, Copenhagen, phenomenal musician. I want to go through a little bit of I'm sorry about that. Just a few minutes. I want to go through a little bit of the credits. So the album was recorded and mixed and produced by Randall Dunn. MYRKUR plays vocals, piano, violin, that nickel harper thing I showed you, that pump organ thing I showed you, and synth. Now this guy William Hayes, he plays all the guitars. And then on synth and programming, she's got an Ulfer Henson. And then Randall Dunn, I guess who produced the album, he's using a Wardroth synths. He's using a Moog. That must be that low thing, which I kind of created on my guitar. I have a guitar effect. It sounds like a really low bass. And I've written songs with that sound effect, and they kind of sound like some of her stuff because she uses that a lot in her music. It's like a low, it's not like a bass guitar, but it sounds like just like a low cello almost, because there is cellos on the album, but that doesn't sound like a cello, but it could kind of be similar to one. Frame, drum, horn, spectacle synths, Igor Sindrick on drums, and then Arjan Miranda, additional guitars. He's the one that plays a cool guitar solo at the end of that Moth-like song. The song called Moth-like. Not Moth-like, but Moth-like. So he plays that cool-ass guitar solo with the harmonies and stuff. The spine sculpture that you see on the album cover, that's by Dace Sana. And then the photos of MYRKUR is by Gobender Jihata. And then Jacob Speeds is the layout. So yeah, it's just what I like to give credit to the people who put this stuff together, because without them, I wouldn't be able to give this review, and I wouldn't be able to enjoy the music that's on it. Right? So let's check out the album cover again real quick. Spine, pretty cool. And so get out there and get it. There's a lot of different versions, you know. I got mine. I got my cassette coming. So I got two vinyl, one CD, and a cassette, and who knows what I'll get after that. I'll probably end up buying some more different colored vinyls or some shit. Anyway, so thank you. It's been a pleasure doing this. I'm going to come back soon with the Metal Block show. I'm just working on some guests right now, and they have that first show coming back for the second season of the Metal Block. So stay tuned for that. I'm going to do some more reaction videos. Definitely some Japanese metal. I haven't done that in a long time. I discovered a K-pop artist that I like Soon. I want to say Sunmi, Sunmi. Very pop, but very unique at the same time. She's from South Korea, so I might do a reaction on her song. Forgot what it was called, Mr. Stranger, or The Stranger, or something like that. Anyway, yeah, so stay tuned for that. Anyway, it's been a pleasure. MYRKUR, get out there and get it. And yes, the album is called Spine, and it just came out this last Friday. So get it while supplies last. All right? And on that note, be kind to yourself, be kind to everyone else, because if you're not good to yourself, you're no good to anyone else. Peace out.